The 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter has become one of the most widely searched modern U.S. coins because of its transitional history significance, huge circulation numbers, and the possibility, however rare, of discovering valuable mint errors or high-grade survivors that slipped through the cracks during a major shift in American coinage. Although most 1965 quarters are common copper-nickel-clad pieces worth face value, a small number of unusual finds, including wrong planchette silver errors, have sold for thousands of dollars and continue to inspire collectors and roll hunters today. The year 1965 marked the first full transition from 90% silver quarters to the new clad composition. To help prevent hoarding and ease the coin shortage of the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all quarters, dimes, and half dollars struck from 1965 through 1967. That means every genuine 1965 quarter shows no mint mark, regardless of where it was actually produced. More than 1.8 billion quarters were struck in 1965, the largest single-year Washington quarter mintage at that time. With no mint marks and heavy circulation, most pieces today have seen decades of wear and carry little more than face value. The excitement comes from what was not supposed to happen: older silver plankets accidentally mixing with the new clad system. The most famous and valuable 1965 quarters are the transitional silver planchette errors. During the switch from silver to clad, the mint was still finishing production of 1964 dated silver quarters into early 1966. A few leftover silver blanks entered the presses used for the new 1965 dated dies, leading to a tiny number of 1965 quarters struck on 90% silver plankets. Only a small handful have ever been authenticated, and they are considered among the most prized clad-era rarities in existence. These pieces weigh 6 to 5 grams, the same as 1960 for silver quarters, have a solid silver appearance without exposed copper on the edge, and carry the distinct ringing sound typical of silver. When certified by PCGS or NGC, these mistakes can sell for $5,000 to $15,000, with exceptionally high-grade examples pushing even higher. If a new discovery surfaced, especially in mint state condition, it could easily reach $25,000, $40,000, depending on the market. Beyond silver plankets, several other valuable 1965 quarter errors have entered the spotlight. One category includes wrong planchette strikes on clad dime blanks. These underweight coins typically measure smaller than a normal quarter, and the design appears incomplete because the planchette is too small. Wrong planchette 1965 quarters can bring $500 to $2,500, particularly in higher mint state grades. Other mismatches include copper cent plankets or even foreign plankets used for other denominations, minted at the same time, each representing a highly collectible and rare minting mishap. Another major area of value involves high-grade mint state specimens. Because no mint sets or proof sets were issued for 1965 quarters, unlike other modern years, very few were preserved in pristine condition. Millions entered circulation immediately, where bag marks, rim knocks, and circulation wear quickly diminished their collectible quality. As a result, MS-66 examples are already scarce, MS-67 pieces become notable rarities, and any MS-68 example would be a major find. An MS-67 clad 1965 quarter can command $600 to $1,200, particularly with strong luster and minimal abrasions. A fully graded MS-68, if found, would likely bring several $1,000s because of extreme population rarity. Collectors and roll hunters also target the many error and variety classes that commonly appear on 1965 quarters. Common but valuable errors include off-center strikes, which range from mild to dramatic. A 10 to 20% off-center strike might bring $25, $50, while a dramatic 50 to 70% off-center quarter with the full date visible can easily exceed $150. Broad strikes and partial color errors, where the rim and reading appear stretched or flattened, usually sell for $20, $60, but can reach higher levels when perfectly preserved. Clipped plankets are another favorite error type. A small curved clip at the rim might sell for $10, $20, while a large or double clip may command $50, $150. Some 1965 quarters even show straight edge clips where the metal sheet's edge was improperly fed into the punch press. Collectors also watch closely for struck-through errors, including grease-filled dies that create soft or missing details, fabric impressions, wire strike-throughs, and even rare debris impressions from foreign objects. These dramatic pieces can range from $25 to more than $200, depending on severity and eye appeal. Smaller but interesting varieties include die cracks, rim cuts, and minor doubled dies. While none of the double die varieties for 1965 are widely famous, clear doubling on In God We Trust, Liberty, or the date can add value, often between $10 and $40. Cuts and dramatic die breaks can climb to $100 or more if the break is large and well-defined. Because so many 1965 quarters remain in circulation more than half a century later, collectors still enjoy the hunt. Every pocketful of change or every roll searched offers the possibility of uncovering high-grade survivors, dramatic mint errors, or even the ultra-rare silver transitional planchette, a hidden treasure that continues to inspire the imagination of modern collectors. The 1967 no-mint Mark Washington quarter is one of the most interesting coins for roll hunters, change checkers, and collectors who enjoy searching for hidden treasures. While most 1967 quarters are common, certain exceptional examples, rare errors, and misunderstood facts about composition have created excitement and, in some cases, extremely high auction prices for special coins. Even though no regular 1967 quarter is actually worth millions, several varieties and errors have sold for thousands, and collectors can still find valuable pieces in circulation today. The U.S. Mint produced over 1.5 billion quarters in 1967, part of a massive output meant to fight the national coin shortage of the mid-1960s. Because of this intensified production, the Mint removed mint marks from all coins made in 1965-1967. That means every 1967 quarter shows no mint mark, regardless of where it was struck. This has led to a common misconception that no mint mark coins from 1967 are special or rare, but in reality, all circulating pieces from that year look the same. The real value lies in superb condition coins and dramatic mint errors. The composition of regular 1967 quarters is copper-nickel clad, not silver. However, a small number of collectors believe they found silver examples because the reading looks white or the tone appears silver-gray. These are illusions caused by circulation wear or environmental exposure. Genuine silver planchette errors from the late 1960s do exist for some denominations, but no confirmed 1967 Washington quarter struck on a silver planchette has ever been authenticated. If one were discovered, it would indeed be worth a fortune, potentially tens of thousands, or even more if unique, but no verified example exists. Still, collectors enjoy weighing 1967 quarters just in case. A regular 1967 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while a silver quarter from earlier years would weigh 6.25 grams. Any major deviation should be checked. Where real money enters the picture is in high-grade mint state survivors. Because 1967 quarters were produced for circulation, only no official mint sets or proof sets were issued for that year. Very few were saved in pristine condition. Most were bagged, shipped, and handled roughly as part of the coin shortage response. Clean, original quarters with blazing luster and minimal marks can easily earn Ms. 66 or MS67 grades. These grades are rare because mass handling left scratches, dings, and weak strikes on most coins. An MS67 example can bring well over $1,000, and MS68, should one appear, would be a monster rarity. Only a handful of MS68s for clad quarters of the late 1960s exist across all dates, and such a grade might fetch $10,000 or more due to extreme scarcity. Collectors also actively search for 1967 Washington quarter errors, many of which are far more valuable than ordinary coins. Among the most dramatic are off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing. Small 5 to 10% off-centers might sell for $20, $40, but larger 40 to 70% off-center strikes with a full date can reach $150, $300. Broad strikes and partial color errors are also desirable, giving the coin a wider, flattened appearance. These usually bring $25, $75, depending on severity. Another lucrative error class is the clipped planchette, where a crescent-shaped piece of metal is missing from the edge. A minor clip might be worth $20, while a large clip or double clip can exceed $100. Equally appealing are struck-through errors, where foreign material grease, cloth, wire, or metal fragments interfere during striking. These distort the design, sometimes dramatically. Strong struck-through examples often sell for $50 to $100, especially when important details like the date or motto are affected. One of the most popular errors for 1967 quarters is the missing clad layer. Since clad quarters consist of a copper core, sandwich it between two nickel layers, losing one layer exposes the reddish copper. Missing reverse clad examples are more common, but either side can be affected. These errors often sell for $150 for $100, and sharply struck mint state pieces may go even higher. Collectors also watch for subtle varieties, such as die cracks, cuts, and doubled dies. While no major double die variety for 1967 has achieved fame like the 1955 or 1972, minor doubling does exist. These small doubled lettering, or double-digit varieties can fetch $10, $40, and add excitement to roll searches. Rim cuts raised lumps created when part of the die breaks are especially collectible and may bring $50, $150 depending on size. Because so many 1967 quarters remain in circulation, change hunters still have good chances of finding attractive examples or interesting errors today. Roll hunters commonly report discovering O or low mint state coins, even now, along with occasional error pieces hiding unnoticed for decades. The combination of large mintage, heavy circulation, and lack of original mint sets means that truly high-quality survivors stand out sharply from the rest, becoming increasingly desirable as collectors continue to build complete sets of Washington quarters.